everyone, welcome to our political program, View on the Republic, your space where we speak with courage and the truth about the significant turning point in our country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Tonight, we address a sensitive subject, one that touches the very soul of our nation. We talk about Joseph Kabila. We decide tonight to address Joseph Kabila in English because he did it in the past interview that you made, Mr. Joseph Kabila. You addressed your people in English. Tonight we made a decision to send you the last message before the signing of the peace agreement between the two presidents, President Paul Kagame and President Felix Tshisekedi. Joseph Kabila, you will finally accept life after power? That's a question that we'll be asking you during our show tonight. You have marked the history of our country for 18 years. 18 years is not one, is not two, is not three. 18 years you led the DRC with its challenge, its pain, and its contradictions. And in 2019, for the very first time, you offer our republic what we had been dreaming of for many decades, a peaceful transfer of power. No one can ever take that merit away from you because it's what you decided to step aside so that someone else can take power through the election. Although many are calling it the so-called election, like one of your master, Mr. Paul Kagame, did it last week. But today, one true standout, you are no longer in a position of power. And instead of accepting this new reality, you persist on path that distance you from your people and jeopardize your own political legacy. Mr. Joseph Kabila, you understand that the legacy that you want to jeopardize, for 18 years you surrendered the integrity of our territory to the mercy of Kigali. For 18 years you weakened our army through brassage and mixage, draining it of its strength. Without strength, how can the army behave and stand out during the atrocity that is happening in the eastern part of the country? You thought no one would notice, but unfortunately, the Congolese people, we have seen this for many years. We have suffered from it. Even now, while you are in the eastern part of the country, in Goma and Bukavu, your network continue to cause harms in Kinshasa. Your former collaborators are hunted, suspected, and their families are living in fear. Because of what? Because of you. For power, you refuse to relinquish completely. All that because you don't want to step aside fully and completely. Your master Paul Kagame recently stated that you transfer power to Felix Tshisekedi and that he was supposed to return it to you. And we wonder, all of us, this narrative, when can it change, Mr. Joseph Kabila? Are you trying to tell us that the DRC belongs to you? As if you can give and take away power, as if we as Congolese were belonging to you and the country was your private property. Congo is not Kingakati. Kingakati is your compound, is where you decided to make all your pleasure there. The one you believe was fragile, Felix Tshisekedi, the one you thought could be easily manipulated, has demonstrated patience and strategy through our diplomacy. He has completely outplayed you. As you can see, he said properly he was going to remove the Kabila system from the power. Why? Because you didn't want to step aside from power, Mr. Kabila. We, the Congolese people, now have two choices. We're giving you two choices. Either we continue to pursue you for having handed over our country to Paul Kagame and his allies. You know, whatever has been happening, all those atrocities you caused from RCD Goma with your people and CNDP and M23 today, all those were your own group, because today you end up by residing with these people where we all were thinking this thing was going to end. We might try to forget this, to move forward and rebuild our country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. But there is one thing, the history does not forgive this. The more you persist in your defiance, the greater the risk of losing one thing you still possess, because you're possessing only one thing. You're placed in our collective memory as the men of the peaceful transition. You did it because you believe in that transfer of power in the democratic manner. But take for instance what you did in the past 2 weeks. General Christian Chiwewe, if the allegations against him are confirmed, consider the seriousness of the situation. Lives are at risk. Careers are ruined, or because a former president refused to accept life after holding the office. Life after power is very important, because you've been saying it all along. You were going to be becoming a journalist, or maybe you were going to do becoming a farmer. You prove in front of everybody that you can farm. Look how many lanes you have in Katanga, in the eastern part of the country, Goma, Bukavu, in Kinshasa even. The space you're occupying with your Kingakati could be countries or provinces of other small countries like Rwanda. The space you're occupying near Kinshasa, between Kinshasa and Bandundu. Even your own twin sister, Mr. President, he tried to approach you, to reconcile you with Felix Tshisekedi. According to rumors, you refused, reportedly saying, I control the army and I know how to eliminate him. That him you were mentioning, if those allegations are true, Mr. President Kabila, let me tell you something. I need to drink some water maybe. It will be good for you. Mr. Kabila, this word are heavily, they do not build, they destroy. Saying you're going to eliminate him, as we can see things are going, you're trying your best to eliminate him before the signing of whatever was going to happen end of July, the signing of the peace agreement between Paul Kagame and Tshisekedi. You swear to everybody that you want him to be gone before the signing. Even your own wife once said, my husband works in silence. But after those silence, what did we get? The CNDP, like I mentioned earlier on, the RCD, Goma, the M23, all those rebels groups are tearing, killing people, bloods are coming out, and imagine all those people are dying for nothing. Just because you want to go back in power and thinking we're still in 1997 when you came to chase Mobutu out of power. Joseph Kabila, here's your message. Your coup attempt has failed many times. We are aware of this intelligence. We had all those intelligence several times from January until today. We have 7 times we have the information of your coup attempt, which has failed, both of them. Congolese people no longer want wars or plots leave the east of the country before the agreement between Kagame and Tshisekedi fully take effect. At the end of July 2025, you get out of the eastern part of the country might change many things, because after that agreement, believe me, things will never be the same again, Mr. President Kabila. Today, you might ask Congolese for forgiveness. I can confirm to you it might work, but I acknowledge that you failed to protect the integrity of this nation and to build a strong army. Reconcile yourself with history before it's too late, Mr. President Kabila. Accept your role, that of the men who, despite everything, deliver the first peaceful transition, that it's how your name will be saved. things might go very well for you, Mr. President. So tonight, I am asking you again, nicely, the same way I did in our previous videos. You need to surrender from the eastern part of the country. Surrender from thinking you might go back again in power. Surrender from thinking you might become the Ayatollah of Congo, placing your puppet in power so you can lead them aside with your master Paul Kagame. Congolese people are not ready to become the Iran of Africa. We are no longer in that position. Ladies and gentlemen, as your show, the views on the Republic. History is moving forward. It does not wait for grudges or personal ambitions. Joseph Kabila, it's up to you to choose what your name will live in the memory of Congolese people. A statement who made transition possible, or a man who out of pride lost everything. This brings us at the end of this tonight's program, Views on the Republic. Your show where we're going to develop many programs, many analysis regarding our country, and it will be only in English. I leave you with this word which might resonate in your heart of every Congolese. The homeland or death we shall overcome. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching.